But I think where you're coming from is you're looking at the almost like the supply and demand, like it's a numbers game aspect of like, well, we only have so much space in our hospitals. We only have so many houses. We only have so many things. And we currently are a welfare heavy country. And all these social programs, the more you feed into it, the more these programs are strained, and they have not grown proportionately with the population. And this is a large influx of people who are, there's no pressure to fully assimilate. So this is like a different flavor of immigration than what was happening even in like the 80s and 90s, where you have people fully integrating and adopting Canadian values in a way that we're not seeing now.
And it's interesting that you bring up the kind of 80s and 90s, because this is really when, in my book, mass immigration started. So under Brian Mulroney, who was prime minister in the 80s, he transformed our style of immigration. Before then, we had what was kind of colloquially known as a tap on, tap off style of immigration. So when the economy was hot and we needed more workers, government quotas would go up and we'd bring in more people. When the economy was stagnating or doing badly, they would turn off the taps and there would be very little to no immigration. Now that these factors have been taken off completely, we've seen a gradual change. Now we're in this radical period where things are completely out of hand, as you're saying. Systems are being completely abused, and a lot of it is pushed to the next level by these temporary programs, foreign students, temporary foreign workers, which have really grown obscenely since the period we're indicating. But that's why I wanted to bring it back to that period. This completely different style of immigration allowed for better integration into socially and into our economy. These things are intertwined. Whereas now, especially with this burden of temporary migrants who have even less incentive to integrate into our society because they're not even going to be here permanently, we're seeing really much larger social impacts. So to bring it back to the original question around remigration, remigration is a kind of term that's been taking off mainly in Europe, where they've seen many of these European countries are a little bit ahead of us as a regard of waves of migration and migrant crises that have impacted those countries. Simply put, it's kind of an umbrella term, including a wide variety of policies with the general ends of returning foreigners to their homeland. But it's rooted in this idea that mass immigration has not only caused economic problems, which it definitely has, um, but also it's rooted in the concept that a country is more than just economic boundaries with laws and an economy. Uh, Countries are based on nations, and strictly speaking, a nation like these, while they're often used as synonyms, country, nation, it's not exactly accurate. A nation is a group of people with common ancestry, a common history, a common culture, a common language. It's really the next building block beyond the family unit. The nation is really an extended family, um, and remigration is kind of rooted in this idea that uh, mass immigration, especially, but immigration policies in general, when used irresponsibly, have an impact on the ethno-cultural identity of the nation and fundamentally transforms them into something else. And we've been seeing this, especially in areas and even cities that have become ethnic ghettos. The common ones people point to are things like Brampton and Surrey. Remigration is not just to protect the economic interests of Canadians or whatever nation that we're focused on. It's also to preserve the culture and identity of those nations for the long term.